Hello everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And it is time to go back to school, Rainbow.
Are you excited about starting school?
Excited, of course. A little sad because the summer's over, looking forward to new things, but also a little nervous. New teachers, new classmates. Yeah, and for a lot of kids, thousands of kids here in Taiwan, it's time for a whole new school because they might be going from senior high school off to university.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
So if that's you, well, congratulations on passing your high school leaving exam. Thank goodness that's all done.
Yeah.
Now you can start to enjoy university. But with university come new freedoms, which is great, but also new pressures and stresses and things like that. So for today and tomorrow, we're going to be looking at 2 days of articles all about starting university. Do you remember some of the cool friends and things that you have, friends and people that you met at university?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I remember in university, I looked for friends in clubs.
Okay.
So we have majors and we have clubs, and majors are just people who study the same thing as you, but they may not, share some of your interests, and you would go to a club. So first year of college, I was in the rock climbing club.
Okay.
And one of my roommates recommended it to me, and I really loved to hang out with people from different majors.
Okay.
And it was really fun because our school has an outdoor rock climbing wall.
Oh, interesting.
And you get to meet a different side of people that's not just like every day when you're doing school. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. I remember some of the people, some they're still friends with today.
Oh, wow.
Didn't join many clubs. I already had a big group of friends already at that point. But of course, no matter what you do, even if you're not in a club, just being in a class, you'll be with new people. You might have to work with those new people, and certainly you might want to know those people a little better. So today, for the first part, we're going to be looking at introducing yourself to a new classmate. Let's check it out. Bernice and Greg are in a classroom. Their class ends.
Well, I give that class a 7.1 out of 10. I feel like I learned a lot.
That's a low score. I give it an 8.3.
Very generous of you. What's your class schedule like this semester?
Here, I printed it out.
You're taking CS 100? I am too. What's IT 101?
Introduction to Italian. It's a beautiful language that I've always wanted to learn.
Muy bueno.
That's Spanish. I'm Bernice. Do you have Instagram? You should add me.
Nice to meet you. Great idea. I'm Greg, by the way.
All right, so yes, part one, number one, introducing yourself to a classmate. Hi, how are you? Bernice and Greg are in a classroom. Okay, so they're two students in this university, obviously. Their class ends. That's a good time to, meet people, have a little bit of small talk. You don't want to do this in the middle of the class because the teacher will get angry with you. But anyways, let's see how Greg and Bernice get along as they're going to be meeting each other probably. It says Greg begins, well, he says, I give that class a 7.1 out of 10. Okay, thanks, Greg. He's giving that class kind of a grade or a rating, as if he's watching a new movie or eating in a new restaurant or something. He says, I give it a 7.1 out of 10, kind of a 70%. That's how satisfied or happy he feels about the class. And then he kind of says, why? I feel like I learned a lot. Okay, well, if you learned a lot, Greg, maybe you should give it a higher score.
Yeah, that's exactly what Bernice says. Bernice says, that's a low score.
Thank you, Bernie.
I give it an 8.3. Maybe Greg is just stricter. Maybe 7 is really high for Greg.
Greg has very high standards.
I think so.
Everything must be perfect for Greg.
7 is already pretty good for Greg.
I guess so. Anyways, very generous of you, he says. You're being very kind. Maybe you're a little bit nicer than me, something like that. That's why you gave it a high score. Of course, if you're generous with something, you're giving a lot of something, or, if it's more about your behavior or how you treat someone, we're talking about your kindness in that situation. Then he moves on to another topic. He says, what's your class schedule like this semester? So basically her timetable, what classes are you taking on what days and what times? Maybe he's looking for places where, I'm in the same class. We will also meet at the different place at a different time, but in the same class. So what's her schedule like?
Oh, here, I printed it out.
Oh, how handy.
I'm very organized.
She is very organized. That's great. So he will have a look at her schedule. And what is a schedule? Yeah, it's basically a list of activities, things that you're doing, and times that you will be doing them. Your daily schedule might be like, I wake up at this time, I eat breakfast at this time, I go to school at this time, my first class ends at that time, we eat lunch at that time, that kind of thing. You can schedule your day to keep yourself organized. You can schedule activities on the weekend so you don't end up running out of time or missing out on fun things. And of course, when you're traveling, schedules are very important. You always have to keep your schedule in mind, because if you don't when you're traveling, you could miss an airplane or miss a train or, not be somewhere doing something when you should. All of that information will be on your schedule. We should point out that for some people, especially British people, they might say this word schedule.
Schedule.
With more of a soft sound at the beginning, whereas North Americans will generally say schedule with the SCH, kind of like school, schedule. Right. I have a light schedule today, so I can meet you in a few hours. In other words, a light schedule would be I'm not very busy. You could say a heavy schedule.
You could.
I have a heavy schedule of exams next week. That's I'm very busy.
And the next word we have here is semester. A semester is that half of year, that first part of it, and usually a semester would last, a semester is actually, if your school would start in the fall, it would be the fall semester, and that would go probably until December, and then you have your Christmas break. Then you have your spring semester, summer, and then fall. So these semesters are these seasons for school that you would get a grade for, and this is how they divide up what you're going to be learning in school. I'm really excited about the start of the new semester. So maybe you're coming back from vacation, you're excited to see your friends and have new classes or continue in the other classes, and that's just a part of the school in terms of the time frames.
Yeah, and you might do big exams at the end of each semester,
Projects.
change classes for the next semester.
Yeah.
Again, to point out, often in Europe, I think in England especially, they might call these terms.
That's right.
T-E-R-M.
That's right.
So term, semester, it's basically a way of breaking up the full September to May school year into smaller chunks. Back to the schedule. So we can assume Greg is looking at Bernice's schedule. Oh, okay. And he says, you're taking CS 100. That would be the code name of one of the courses that they're taking. I don't know what CS is. Cooking skills.
Yeah, maybe.
Chemical science. Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
It's a video game. I don't know what it is. Anyways, it's one of the classes, and often for the kids in the school, for the students, they don't have to say the full name. They just use these codes. I am too. He says, what's IT 101?
Oh, Introduction to Italian.
Oh, it's not internet technology.
No, not in this case, but it's the beginning. So 101 is the first class of any class, basically. It's a beautiful language that I've always wanted to learn.
And Greg, being very cool and, very international, he uses some language and he says, muy bueno.
Oh my gosh, Bernice is like, that's Spanish. I'm Bernice. Oh, okay, so basically they're having a chat now and she introduces herself in between the conversation. Do you have Instagram? You should add me.
Okay, so yeah, she kind of corrected his not Italian Spanish.
Yeah.
And then she decides to, introduce herself, say her name, and being very modern, of course, they're going to try to connect
Instagram.
on social media right away. Greg says, nice to meet you. Great idea. Yeah, I'll get your Instagram and your line and all that other stuff. And then he says, I'm Greg, by the way. So they already started a little friendly chat before they actually introduce themselves. And that's a good example of things that you can do. You can talk about common things that you might share with this person, like classes or clubs or interests or something, and then all of a sudden you have a new friend or at least a new acquaintance. Let's take a break and then we'll be back to find out more about some of the things you can do to ease yourself into the new school year.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这2天的绘画课程是关于开学认识新同学。Bernice 和 Greg 刚上完课，那么 Greg 就帮那堂课评分。他说满分10分的话，他给7.1分，他觉得自己获益良多。获益良多却只给7.1分，听起来很低耶，似乎不是很满意。那么 Bernice 则是给8.3分，是比较高的。这边补充 Mike 老师说的 rating，rating 它可以表达评级、等级、级别的意思，还有提到 satisfied，satisfied，satisfied，它是形容感到满足的、满意的。好，那接着 Bernice 和 Greg 就聊到这学期的课表，并自我介绍，然后跟对方加 IG、Instagram。好，我们来看一下单字 schedule， 它就表示课程表或是行程表。Mike 老师提到说，它的英式发音是 schedule， 所以下次如果你听到 schedule， 就是我们说的 schedule。好，那这个单字它也可以当动词来表达安排、预定。好，老师们则用到 organized， 就是在 organize 后面加上 d 来变成这个形容词，形容有组织的、有条理的。下一个单字 semester， 它是学期的意思，或是指半学年。那不同的地区地方，他们可能会采2学期啊、3学期，甚至是4学期，把这个1学年呢，把它分成了几个部分。这时候 Mike 老师他用到 chunk 去表达部分的意思 ，chunk chunk 可以表达大量、大部分，或者是大块啊、厚块的那种意思。接话课文中。
Greg is in his dorm room. His roommate Tom enters.
What's up?
Hey, are you my roommate? I'm Greg.
Tom. Yeah. Just so you know, I only shower once a week, and I have a pet snake that I don't have a cage for. And if you're wondering, yes, he bites.
That's nice.
I'm kidding. Where are you from?
Happy to hear that. I'm from Michigan. You?
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I'd love to stay and chat, but I should probably help my dad bring my stuff in from the car.
Need a hand?
No, it's all right. It's just a couple of bags.
All right, we are back. So part 2 of our look at university life, the early days, is number 2, as I said, asking someone where they're from. Yeah, this is another great way to make friends, especially if you're a foreigner in Taiwan. It's one of the easiest ways to meet people in Taiwan.
Where are you from?
You see someone who doesn't look like they're from here. Hey, where are you from? Instantly you have a friend or something like that. So it is a good way to break the ice to begin a relationship, especially at a university, right? Because people do often leave their city, go to another place to study. So it's quite likely that you will meet people from different parts of the country or even the world. So it says Greg is in his dorm room. This is the place he sleeps at university. His roommate, Tom, enters. So this is a person he's going to be sharing a room with for the next probably year, maybe longer. And often at university, you might not have met this person before. So, you know, it's kind of nice if you can be friendly or even friends with that person because, you know, you'll be sharing space.
Yeah, it sounds like Tom's quite outgoing because he introduces himself by saying, what's up?
Okay, so he walks in, hey man, what's up?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And Greg says, hey, are you my roommate? I'm Greg. So he's assuming this is the roommate, not someone who's coming to steal his computer or something like that. So, you know, oh, you're the guy I'm going to be sharing. Nice to meet you, basically.
Tom's got a personality.
Oh,
so
really?
Tom goes, Tom, yeah. Just so you know, I only shower once a week and I have a pet snake that I don't have a cage for. And if you're wondering, yes, he bites.
Okay, I'm going to go down and see the residence advisor and try to get a new room.
What a personality.
So Greg is like, wow, that was a lot. This guy doesn't wash very much. and has a dangerous snake as a pet.
Without a cage.
Without a cage, and he didn't leave the snake at home. He brought the snake. Is that allowed? I don't think you're allowed to do that at a university. Maybe he's studying snake science.
Maybe.
He's like, I gotta have it for my class or something like that. Anyways, let's get back to the article. See what Greg's reaction to all of that news is. His reaction is what you would expect, shock and surprise.
But also nice.
Really express himself, so he just says something very straight and normal. That's nice, he says. Like, he's shocked. He's like, oh my God, this is horrible. I don't want to stay in this room with a person for like that for a whole year.
Oh, I'm kidding. Where are you from?
It was a joke.
I guess he has a really funny personality.
Tom, you. Anyway, so he gave Greg a little heart attack, but everything's okay. He isn't a crazy guy. He does wash. He doesn't have a snake. Greg says, happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that you were joking about all that. And then Greg says, I'm from Michigan. You? So apparently this is, of course, in America, and they're from different parts of the country. So he's from Michigan.
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I should probably help my dad bring my stuff in from the car.
Ah, so he just arrived that day. He's just getting to school, moving into the dorm room, so their chat won't be too long at this point.
And chat here is used as a verb. This is the action of speaking about something that's not so important. It's just small talk. And of course, when you chat with somebody, you could be saying hi, you could be introducing yourself, you could be talking about the weather, and that would be called a chat, which is a noun. So I have a sentence for you. We chatted about our summer plans over a cup of coffee. So we're just talking about something that's not so serious because we're friends or we're starting to become friends.
Yeah, as you said, when we say small talk, that's what we mean, chat. All right, and we also have this word stuff. Great word. Stuff is stuff. All your things is your stuff.
Everything.
It could be used in almost any way. You keep most of your stuff at home. Probably in your home. Most of your stuff might be in your bedroom. When you leave your home, you put your stuff in a bag, and then you go on holiday with all of your stuff in your luggage. But if you're on holiday with your stuff in your luggage and you take another trip, you'll take less of your stuff in a smaller bag on that smaller trip, but that will still be your stuff. Now, the interesting and most important thing about this word stuff is it is a non-countable noun. You don't say stuffs.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
it's just
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
All right, doesn't matter if it's a little bit of
The
stuff,
group.
a lot of stuff, all the stuff you ever had in your whole life, that stuff is always stuff, never stuffs. For example, please pick up your stuff from the floor. Your dongxi.
Yep, that's right.
Get your dongxi. All right, so when talking about moving the stuff from the car up into the room, Greg is very nice and he says, need a hand. He's not saying need a hand or give that man a hand, like clap for that person. He's saying, do you need help?
Oh, no, it's all right. It's just a couple of bags.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have too much stuff.
Not too much.
He can carry the stuff by himself, or maybe his dad will help him with the stuff. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you and your stuff are all very well and enjoying the new school year. And we'll see you tomorrow with more stuff about this stuff in an article. So it should be fun.
Fun.
See you then.
在第二段对话里面 ，Greg 在他的宿舍房间，那他的室友 Tom 走进来，两个人自我介绍。Tom 接着说：“对了，让你知道一下，我一周只洗一次澡，我还养了一条宠物蛇，没有替它准备笼子，它会咬人。”好，那么 Greg 听了应该很傻眼，想要去拜托这个宿舍助理帮他换房间。我们补充一下哦，校园宿舍可能会设有 RA， 就是 Resident Advisor 或者是 Resident Assistant， 这两种说法都有。那中文有人把它翻译成宿舍助理，就像是宿舍管理员、宿舍楼长的那概念。那么 Resident 就有那种居民住户的意思咯。好，那幸好 Tom 说他刚刚讲那个不洗澡又养蛇只是开玩笑的啦。那最后他们简单闲聊，那询问对方是哪里人。接着 Tom 就要去搬东西了，他可能就是今天才搬进宿舍，要帮他爸一起把他的东西从车上拿下来。Greg 就问说 ，Need a hand？ 需要帮忙吗？那么 hand 在这边是名词，就是表达帮忙协助，这边固定用单数型。我们再看到单字 chat， 它可以当动词或名词，表达聊天、闲聊。那么 stuff 就是东西、物品，它是不可数名词。这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 just so you know， 表示让你知道一下，只是让你知道什么什么。那这个用法常常摆在句首，用来带出你要告诉对方的事情。那通常是你自认可能不需要提供，或者是不那么值得一提的资讯。假设秘书说老板有事要找你，然后在你要走进老板办公室之前，秘书可能会好心的提醒一下说 just so you know he's not in a good mood today， 只是让你知道一下他今天心情不好，你要有个心理准备哦。好，下一个重点是 a couple of， 它表示2、3个，那么后面可以接复数可数名词，像是 I watched a couple of movies last week， 我上个礼拜看了2、3部电影。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Bernice and Greg are in a classroom. Their class ends.
Well, I give that class a 7.1 out of 10. I feel like I learned a lot.
That's a low score. I give it an 8.3.
Very generous of you. What's your class schedule like this semester?
Here, I printed it out.
You're taking CS 100? I am too. What's IT 101?
Introduction to Italian. It's a beautiful language that I've always wanted to learn.
Muy bueno.
That's Spanish. I'm Bernice. Do you have Instagram? You should add me.
Nice to meet you. Great idea. I'm Greg, by the way.
Greg is in his dorm room. His roommate Tom enters.
What's up?
Hey, are you my roommate? I'm Greg.
Tom. Yeah. Just so you know, I only shower once a week, and I have a pet snake that I don't have a cage for. And if you're wondering, yes, he bites.
That's nice.
I'm kidding. Where are you from?
Happy to hear that. I'm from Michigan. You?
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I'd love to stay and chat, but I should probably help my dad bring my stuff in from the car.
Need a hand?
No, it's all right. It's just a couple of bags. Hi everyone, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Jeannie.
We're gonna play a game called Guess the Bear, where each of us has 3 words or phrases on these cards. We're gonna read 2 sentence examples for each one, but instead of saying the word, we're gonna say the word bear instead. You have 1 minute to guess all 3. Can you do it?
Yes.
All right, start the timer. All right, this is 1 word verb. Number 1, I'd love to stay and bear, but I've got to run. Number 2, they stayed up bearing late into the night.
Is it chat?
Good job. All right, this is a noun, 1 word. Number 1, sorry I haven't called you back. My bear is packed. Number 2, she has 2 math classes in her bear this year.
Schedule?
Good job. All right, this is a phrase, 3 words. Number 1, could you bear me bear with this door? Number 2, he was happy to bear them bear moving their things.
Give a hand? Wait.
Whoa, Jamie. Slow down. My gosh, you killed those. Okay, good job. You were right. It's give somebody a hand. Yeah, I always notice you always laugh when you hear something that's funny. Like, I have too many bears. Right
Like,
now.
it's just so cute.
Yeah.
Like, I love
It
the
is.
bears.
You have a good imagination. Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Okay, 1 word noun. The fall bear will end in mid-December, and Sam usually takes 4 classes per bear.
Semester.
Good. All right, 1 word noun. Can you move your bear? It's in my way. My neighbors have too much bear in their garage.
Oh no, I keep thinking bear now. Stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Phrase, 2 words. I haven't seen you in a while. Bear. And funny meeting you here. Bear.
What's up?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh. I thought what's up would be like too informal, but it is something we say a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
That's really good, actually. I was like, I don't know if he'll get this.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of different things.
Yeah.
We're getting too good at this game.
We are too good.
Yeah. I think we should just try not to be so good at this game. Do you want to pretend like we're gonna do it again, and I can pretend like I don't know the answer?
See you next time.